Deconstruction. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, some other stuff, but also YouTube. We can give us a like, share our videos, show them to people, hit the icon of the bell so you can know when we're giving you new episodes.
Hit that bell, you
Buy
fuck.
some of our stuff on teespring.com/store/horror deconstruction with your
T
host,
stands for T-shirt.
with your host Komp but it's spelled T-E-E. That's how
Nail polish removed.
And today's film is
Maniac Cop, 1988.
Maniac Cop, 1988. A killer dressed in a police uniform begins murdering innocent people on the streets of New York City.
What else would they be dressed in?
Directed by William Lustig. Written by Larry Cohen. Starring Tom Atkins, Bruce Campbell, Laureen Landon, and a whole bunch of other people. Danny, a movie about a cop killing people? This must be a fucking fantasy.
I felt like it was a documentary about the NYPD.
Movie. You're kidding me. Anyway, this film, why did you pick Maniac Cop?
Because it's famous and it's on topic, and yeah, I don't know. I guess
Danny,
I just wanted to.
You and your sick liberal ideas. I bet you want to get. Okay, let's not get into it. So, Maniac Cop is a movie from the 80s.
I'm really holding back the
I
things
know you
that
are.
could get the NSA after me in this.
I know you are. But yeah, so this is a movie from the 80s. Everybody knows about it. I always knew about it, never really saw it, never had no interest. I thought it was about a fucking zombie police officer that kills people. Apparently that's what it is. At least the second and third films are. William Lustig is the director of
Maniac!
the original one. The one with, the guy cutting women's the top of their heads off and putting their scalps on and shit like that. Oh, he did
We've all been there.
He did part 2 and 3. He directed Uncle Sam. There you go.
There's a scene in that movie that I rewound and laughed at
Wasn't there a
so
guy
hard.
on stilts in that movie?
Yeah, there's a guy on stilts, but it's not the killer. It's just a guy peeping into someone's window, and then he falls down the mountain or something, and it's just like you see him roll. It's the silliest thing in like a fucking movie.
I will say this movie was, Danny, you said you saw it a week ago, and it left your mind.
Honestly, okay, so I watched it like a week and a half ago, and I've already forgotten the majority of it. Which is pretty crazy. I mean, I'm remembering it now as we're talking about it, but it really was an uneventful kind of movie.
It's like a standard movie. It looks good.
Maybe at the time it was groundbreaking. Tom Atkins and Bruce Campbell are in it, and that's cool.
Yeah, it has really good visuals. I'm glad I saw Bruce Campbell in something. I don't know why Bruce Campbell never went mainstream. I guess might be a little bit overactive.
He has gone mainstream. He's a fucking cult figure.
But do you know what I mean?
He was in this cop show that my mom watches.
He could have been like Kurt Russell level, but then Kurt Russell.
He's got this special charm. He can't be like that. He was
Kurt
in.
Russell was charming. I love Kurt Russell stuff.
Yeah, but Kurt Russell is I love Kurt Russell too, but Bruce Campbell is more specific. He's in this thing called Burn Notice, I think it's called.
Yeah, that's the CIA agent show.
That's very mainstream. My mom watches that.
True. Kurt Russell's good. What are you talking about? Anyway.
No, Kurt Russell's amazing.
Hey, it's like you're disparaging Kurt Russell. He's the best.
No, I'm not. It's just Bruce Campbell couldn't have played the villain in a fucking Avengers movie or something.
He was supposed to be Mysterio in. I guess that was supposed to be.
Was he
in Sam Raimi's films? Yeah, apparently he was supposed to be Mysterio, but they never got to it. But
okay.
Did you know that was?
Okay, I take it back. I'm sorry, Bruce. I love you, Bruce. Don't get me wrong.
That was supposed to be Walt Disney's final words were Kurt Russell. Isn't that strange?
I don't. What? I don't get it. I don't get the joke.
It's not a joke. When he died, he said Kurt Russell. That was his final words.
Wait, is that real?
It is. And then
maybe he transported his soul into his body.
But also an interesting thing. We'll get back to the film. But Kurt Russell, interesting Kurt Russell trivia. Do you remember the Phoenix Lights? Do you know what those are? That's when I think it was in. I don't know if it was Arizona. Yeah, obviously Phoenix is Arizona. But there were, I think it was the Phoenix Lights, or it might have been the ones in the Hollywood. There was this phenomenon where people, I got to get it together. There was these lights all over the city, and hundreds of people said, "Look, there's fucking lights in the sky. Call the, army and shit." They saw UFOs in the sky, and Kurt Russell was the pilot who initially saw them and reported it.
Was he in the Marines or something? Or
no, he had a private plane. He was famous by then. He was an actor, but he's like one of those nutty actors like fucking John Travolta and this guy Harrison Ford likes to fucking crash his planes all the time. You get a license, you can fly around, and do whatever you want.
Okay.
I wouldn't even.
My mom's friend has a plane, like a small one.
Well, yeah, go fly on it. But anyway, so I've been on small planes before,
thanks.
and the trail.
I was on one once as a kid, and also went skydiving.
Me too.
It's fun.
The trailer shit out of me, and a small plane would almost turn it into a fucking like a ladder that I could just climb down out of it. So, classy humor in this show. Maniac Cop is about an insane person dresses up like a cop. I guess he is an ex-cop, right? Because
no, I mean, he's playing what his profession is, and that's the beauty of this movie.
That is Robert Zadar, who is a famous actor because of his face. I think he had something like called acromegalia.
Is that really how he looks?
Yeah. His face was really that pushed out with the big jaw.
Wow.
And he didn't have all those scars. I
feel like an asshole.
I thought he actually looked normal in this compared to his other films. Because his face is like very... There's a movie called Frogtown. Hell Comes to Frogtown. No,
yeah. That's on the Shudder. I kind of want to watch that.
He's in Frogtown 2. And he's like... They rip off... the Rocketeer for some reason. They have like Rocketeer helmets in that movie, but his face is very square. Like it's very like he has huge cheekbones. Robert Zadar. He just passed away recently, but it was interesting because he was sort of an actor in all these B roles, and then he didn't have one line in this movie. He was like Jason Voorhees and shit. They decided in the other Maniac Cop films to not have him be, because in this film he's just a regular guy on revenge.
Now is Bruce Campbell in all three?
He's in the second one, but not in the third one.
Okay.
So, but in the rest of the Maniac Cop movies, he looks like a fucking walking corpse in those movies, which is better.
Well, like, what? I mean, is he a corpse? Like, they really... it's kind of not explained.
What happened is that he got slashed up in prison, right?
Yeah, and then they saved him. They said he still had a little life, so they saved him. But
he was a cop, so the guy just said it. I'm telling you, this movie is prescient as fuck. Like, it really is like... There's a scene where they go to the television set and they interview all these people that have issues with police officers, and you're like, holy fuck, that could have just been off the news. The television. Yeah,
no, it's all coming back to me. I remember thinking that,
I was
too.
like, wow, nothing changes. Nothing changes at all. So this film is very prescient in that case where if you have issues with police officers, or if you like police officers, like if you watch this, obviously you probably won't watch it because it's a Maniac Cop and you have.
Well, Bruce Campbell's a police officer in this. So,
yeah,
I guess some of them are good.
And they do try to give him a red herring, like he's the Maniac Cop for like 5 minutes in the movie until the Maniac Cop kills everybody else. It's weird because like Maniac Cop goes out of his fucking way to frame this random police officer that had nothing to do with him going to jail. Like he picks Bruce Campbell out of all people. I guess it's because Maniac Cop's girlfriend, the one who with the cane, she had a moral problem. So I guess she wanted to find a guy to pin all this on, even though she said go kill all the bad people. But hey, let's go for. I guess I understand she was like a moral sort of.
But like, I'm still confused though. Was he like a living dead person?
No, he wasn't dead. He was a living person. He was just
but he gets shot a million times and he doesn't die, and his hands are cold and he's not breathing.
I thought he had a bulletproof vest or something on. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, but even if you got shot in a bulletproof vest, you would be in pain and stuff. You know.
Yeah. But I don't know. He didn't. Well, I guess he had superhuman strength and shit.
That's like every slasher movie. It's like, Jason Voorhees is a child. He drowns in a thing. It's like, oh, that gives you supernatural strength. Like, how? If you almost die, that means you're weaker, not stronger. It's not like fucking Dragon Ball.
But I thought I thought it was a decent sort of schlock movie, like 80s.
I kind of felt like it was a little boring. Like, for the amount I've heard about this movie, I expected it to be more. I guess at the time it was probably better. But anyway, I liked the movie. Bruce Campbell is good and stuff, but it definitely didn't live up to the hype at all in my mind. Like, I don't know.
No, it was just sort of... Once I found out that Maniac Cop wasn't like some supernatural force, because I had seen scenes. I saw the bathroom scene where he was like got slashed up. It doesn't make it. It
is good when he there's some good death scenes in this.
Yeah. There's like no reason Maniac Cop would kill people like regular people. That's why his girlfriend has a fucking issue with. She's like, why are you killing? If you killed bad guys, that's fine. But what are you shooting people for? Oh, that was a funny thing I told Danny.
Do you think they have sex?
I don't know. Maybe he used to put the cane up her ass.
They really don't they don't utilize like Bruce Campbell. Like they make good use of Tom Atkins as like what Tom Atkins as, but they don't really utilize Bruce Campbell. Like he's like amazing, and he's just like a generic guy, like, and that's it.
What's crazy is that they were trying to make a remake of this film for the longest time, with Nicholas Winding Refn, the guy who did the Devil. What is it called? Devil's. That movie that we hated. About the
Devil's Chair.
No. About the models. Devil's Chair was great compared to this one. About the models. Remember the models?
Nick, don't go in there. It's suicide.
No, about the models that eat each other, and it's like Keanu Reeves was like real fucking Lolita shit. Remember that movie about the techno and? Oh
God, yeah, the demon.
Neon Demon.
Neon Demon.
So they decided to make it into a mini-series, but they have not shot it, and I doubt it with the climate is going on right now. Although you don't know
who they could cast? I'm not going to make this.
Leave it alone.
I'm not going to make this joke.
I don't even know if they can make it now because, but it puts the cop in a negative light. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but people might say, yeah, that's right, or. Who you gonna? There's a lot of things that got canceled because it's cops.
It will be politicized 100%.
Of course, it's a mutant cop from hell. I'd be like, you can't put that on TV. There's mutant cops in hell beating people to death.
You ever see a movie called Highway to Hell? I would recommend it for this, but it's not a horror.
I would never fucking watch that. I just saw.
No, it's good.
It was like Gilbert Gottfried as Hitler and stuff like that.
No.
That's Highway to Hell. Gilbert Gottfried.
Is that true? Gilbert Gottfried is in Hitler? I don't even remember that.
Isn't that like
the main thing I remember from that movie is there's
chasing somebody?
There's a monster cop that's like chasing people. He goes into hell and blah blah blah. Whatever.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say something profound, like a really good scene, but you just
no, I had nothing profound. I just thought of it.
I like that Tom Atkins is in it. I was very surprised that he gets killed in the film. I was like, wait a minute, they fucking killed Tom?
Yeah,
Atkins?
I didn't expect that at first.
I thought he would have helped, but I guess they wanted to keep Bruce Campbell.
And then Bruce Campbell takes over as the main guy.
It's interesting, and his blonde girlfriend that he was having an affair with is another main character. It's just a whatever movie. I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah, you're right. He does play horrible. Hitler. Okay.
It wasn't special. It wasn't horrible. It has good acting. The whole movie, everybody's a good actor. So
yeah,
like, they weren't. They didn't shrimp.
And what's his face? Tom Atkins is like, he's like really good at being like this old investigatory detective guy.
Yeah, I like that. Those two guys, the Richard Roundtree as the commissioner, and who's that other guy? Captain Ripley. That the bald guy with that voice like that? Like, those guys are really good actors. And then Maniac Cop.
I kind of thought he was the Maniac Cop at first.
Yeah, I could see that. The Maniac Cop comes on and just fucks them up. Surprisingly, the cop, did he shoot anybody? I forget if he shot anybody. I know he stabbed everybody, which didn't make any fucking sense.
He hung a few people.
Yeah, but, it's alright.
It was nice to see the body count. I got a semi, but I would like to watch the second one because I'm assuming it's better.
It looks better.
And I'm assuming the third one is worse.
I saw the ending of the third one, I believe. It was interesting.
I mean, and also, like you said, this movie's ending is a little vague.
Yeah, it had no ending. So, when Maniac Cop is driving, he's driving. He can look out the window of his car, of the thing he's driving, the police van. He's trying to fucking massacre Bruce Campbell. Like, what did Bruce Campbell do to him?
Why is he obsessed with Bruce Campbell?
He's driving. He's literally can see in front of him. We see him in front of him, and he still drives through and gets impaled in the fucking car. I'm like, what were you thinking? And then he drives off the dock.
And then you just see his hand come out.
And then
the hand coming out reminded me of Ninja Turtles when Shredder's hand comes out of the dumpster.
But then the cops all like gather around Bruce Campbell at the end, and then it's just like, where is he? Where is he? There's no resolution. There's nothing that happens because they haven't caught Maniac Cop. They haven't killed him. You're only supposed to assume, I guess, that he died. And then at the last shot is his hand coming out of the water.
Actually, it's Ninja Turtles 2. And then it's a fake out. It's when Super Shredder gets buried under the rubble, and then he comes up, but then he collapses.
Yeah, right. I remember that. God, I didn't like that. A lot of people love.
Do you think that when the maggots eat his dead body, that they become super maggots and then turn into Baxter Stockman or something? That would be cool.
Interesting. Listen. This Maniac Cop, I didn't really give a fucking fuck. It was okay. It wasn't horrible.
It's like a very generic movie.
Yeah,
maybe at the time it was like a groundbreaking movie. I don't know.
I want to see Maniac Cop. I want to see a mutant police officer. That's what I want to see when I think of these movies. So that what rating would you give Maniac Cop 1988?
It's like honestly, it's like I feel like 6.5. It's 6.5 out of. I feel like a dick because it's a Bruce Campbell movie and Tom Atkins, but
without when you see Bruce Campbell without Sam Raimi.
Yeah, well, no, but I've seen him without Sam Raimi, and he's always, he's like a charming guy. Like, he's great. His book is great. Like, whatever. Okay, I give this a 6.5 out of 10. This old movie, 6.5 out of 10. Your wife thinks that you're a maniac cop, and then finds out you're just sleeping with your detective girlfriend who pretends to be a prostitute on the side.
I would give this a 6 out of 10. being kidnapped by a maniac police officer, thrown into the back of a van, and just bouncing off the walls like it's the funnest day in the world. And with that, Danny, what's the final word?
Budget, budget, budget.